Hello, I'm Cowboy Bootmaker Lisa Sorrell, and today I'm going to talk about stitching curves on a sewing machine. Now if you've noticed that my video is kind of late this Monday, it's because I forgot to do it earlier. I thought my day was going suspiciously well, and then at 5 o'clock, just in time to go home, I remembered, oh shoot, I forgot my video. Sometimes when I'm making cowboy boots, when I'm stitching the tops, there are tiny little curves to be stitched. These can be really difficult to sew on a sewing machine because as you go around these little curves, your stitches get bigger or smaller. But I'm going to show you a technique to avoid that, or at least make it better. There's nothing that will eliminate it completely. This is a panel that I stitched when I applied for my very first job in a boot shop. And if you will look at it, you will see some corners in my curves. And that is what I'm going to try to help you avoid, is corners in your curves. One of the things that's really important for sewing leather and doing a nice job on intricate boot top designs is having a machine with a foot or a knee lift. So this machine has a knee lift. That right there, you can raise the presser foot with your knee. And over here, this is the machine that I'm going to be stitching on. It's a Singer 110W125. And down here, there is a foot lift. And that's what I'm going to be pushing on whenever I want to raise the presser foot. The pedal on the left is to make the machine go, and the one on the right is the foot lift. I've got a piece of leather here, and I've just drawn some nice curves on it. So I'm going to be stitching this. Now I was told when I started sewing that the best way to go around curves was to not stop. So just get going and not stop. And that's excellent advice if you want your stitches to get really big on outside curves and really small on inside curves. But if you want your stitches to stay even, you do have to stop. So what I'm going to do when I get into this curve and I can tell that I'm beginning to either swing wide or my stitches are going to get bigger, I just raise the lift and ever so slightly adjust. Really? I had to run out of bottom thread right there? So you can see how I just stitch a few stitches and then I use the lift. You have to be really gentle with this. If I go too far and then use the lift and get back on it, then I've made a point. So you have to do it just a tiny little bit at a time. It's very gentle curves. And if you practice this technique, you'll get to where you can do tiny little curves without your machine bogging down. And another thing I do, I taught myself to stitch with my left foot. It seemed odd to me that my right foot was controlling both the pedal and the lift and moving back and forth. My left foot was sitting here doing nothing. So I taught myself to stitch with my left foot, and now my right foot is free for the lift. Just make sure that your right foot doesn't rest on the lift because that releases the tension. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.